Welcome to the Daily TV Mass 40 Days of Lent online retreat, Day 38. The Sorrowful Mysteries of the Rosary with Spirit and Father Obina Ifiani. Part 2. Carrying of the Cross. The Crucifixion and Death of Jesus. The fourth sorrowful mystery, Carrying of the Cross.
After mocking him, they stripped him of the robe and put his own clothes on him. Then they led him away to crucify him. As they went out, they came upon a man from Cyrene named Simon. They compelled this man to carry his cross.
The carrying of the cross combines two realities of the Roman era: a procession to war and a procession to celebrate victory returning from a battlefield. If Jesus went into battle as a king, his weapon was the wood of the cross. The journey to Calvary, with Jesus carrying his cross, is the journey into the battle of virtue against vice, a battle to topple sin and death, and a duel between life and death. Veronica wipes the face of Jesus along the way, and Simon of Cyrene helps Jesus carry his cross. The road to Calvary was not a lonely journey for Jesus, but it was a painful one. The journey and the battles of life unfold in different shapes and dimensions for each of us. Our crosses might come as persecution, abandonment by loved ones, unjust suffering, accompanied by insults and humiliation. In the midst of all this, there is also the consolation that often comes from unusual and mysterious places, represented in the life of Jesus by the woman Veronica and the stranger Simon. It is often said that if you want to know how much someone loves you, see how much they are prepared to suffer for and with you. We meet the face of Jesus on our journey every day. Let us not miss the opportunity to become the Veronicas or the Simons that lessen the burden of the crosses carried by those we meet along the way.
The fifth sorrowful mystery, the Crucifixion and Death of Jesus.
When they had come to the place that is called the Skull, they crucified Jesus there with the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. Then Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." One of the criminals who were hanging there kept deriding him and saying, "Are you not the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other rebuked him, saying, "Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed have been condemned justly, for we are getting what we deserve for our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." He replied, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m, while the sun's light failed, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Then Jesus, crying with a loud voice, said, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." Having said this, he breathed his last.
The crucifixion of Jesus changed the meaning of death. Crucifixion was the death sentence handed out by the Romans to criminals and nobodies of the day. The innocent sufferers of today and the prisoners of conscience have their hero in Jesus. On the cross, Jesus shows his solidarity with the nobodies through his death. The crucifixion and death of Jesus is the final battleground, the victory of God over human power and authority. Even though Jesus died on that cross, evil and death do not have the last word, because God will raise him on the third day. As Christians who have been baptized into the death of Jesus, we are called to embrace the victory of life which comes from the death of Jesus. His death is an act of total commitment. Jesus places his life into the hands of God. There may be no other lower point for a human being than to die alone, or to feel tortured or abandoned by his or her God. When we enter into crucifixion and death of Jesus, we realize that we are not alone. One of my seminary professors often said that because of Jesus' Calvary experience, no one can accuse God of being an outsider, distant, far away from our life. Just as Jesus gave his life to redeem us, we must commit ourselves to making sure that our lives benefit others, and that evil, in whatever form it presents itself, does not have the last word. The crucifixion and death of Jesus may be the final sorrowful mystery, but it is not the end of the story. Just before he dies, Jesus looks at the good thief on the cross and says, "Today you will be with me in paradise." The word paradise is a Persian word used to describe a garden, a place of beauty, peace, and joy. Jesus, in his pain and anguish, shows the criminal and us that God is full of mercy. If this criminal is given the gift of paradise, then the gift of paradise is available to us as well.
Join us tomorrow for Day 39, Good Friday, for a special 30-minute reflection on the Passion of Christ according to the Gospel of John with Father Vijay Amrutharaj. And the daily TV Mass 40 Days of Lent online retreat concludes on Holy Saturday with a 30-minute reflection on the 7 Sorrows of Mary by Father Peter Tironi. You are also invited to join us for the celebration of the Mass of the Resurrection of the Lord on Easter Sunday.